For nearly 3 months, a stranger lived in the attic of a quiet suburban home, listening to the family breathe while they slept. He learned which floorboards creaked and which ones did not. He memorized footsteps, voices, schedules, and habits. He knew when the parents left for work, when the daughter went to bed, and when the teenage boy stayed awake staring at his phone. Every night at exactly 2:17 a.m., he walked across the ceiling, not by accident, not because of animals or wind, but because it was safe to move then, and because something worse was coming. Before the story continues, like the video and subscribe, because what was discovered in this attic revealed a danger no one in the family could see. Ethan Miller was 17 years old when he realized the sounds were not normal. He lived in a quiet Ohio neighborhood where houses looked identical and nothing dramatic ever happened. His parents trusted the locks on their doors. They trusted the neighbors. They trusted the house they had lived in for nearly 10 years. They never once thought to look up. The first noise happened late one night while Ethan was half asleep. Soft steps crossed the ceiling above his bedroom. Slow, careful, measured. He assumed it was the house settling. Old houses did that. But the next night it happened again. And the night after that. Always after 2 in the morning. Always moving in the same direction. Always stopping directly above his room. Ethan began staying awake just to listen. He noticed things his parents dismissed. The pauses between steps. The way the movement avoided certain boards. The fact that it never happened when the television was on or when someone went to the bathroom. Whatever was up there waited for silence. One night the sound changed. Instead of footsteps, Ethan heard breathing. It came through the ceiling vent above his bed, slow and controlled, like someone holding their breath between exhales. He lay frozen, staring at the vent, afraid that if he moved, the breathing would stop. It did not. The next morning, Ethan told his parents again. His father laughed and blamed raccoons. His mother suggested the heating system. Neither of them looked worried. Neither of them checked the attic. Ethan stopped asking. Instead, he ordered a small security camera online. Motion activated. Night vision. Audio recording. Cheap, but enough. When his parents left for work 2 days later, Ethan pulled down the attic ladder for the first time in years. The attic was narrow and dim. Dust clung to the air. Sunlight leaked through small vents along the roof. Boxes lined the walls exactly how they had been left years ago. At first, everything seemed normal. Then Ethan saw the footprints. Bare footprints pressed clearly into the insulation. Human-sized. Recent. They led toward the center beam and disappeared. Ethan's hands shook as he mounted the camera behind a stack of boxes, aiming it toward the open area. He climbed down quietly and pulled the ladder shut. That night at 2:18 a.m., the camera detected motion. The footage showed a man stepping into view. He was thin, unshaven, and moved with quiet confidence. His clothes were dark. His flashlight was taped to dim the light. He walked slowly, like someone who knew the space well. Then he stopped and looked directly into the camera. The man smiled. The audio picked up a whisper. "I was wondering when you would notice." The man crouched, adjusted something on the floor, and disappeared into the shadows. Ethan did not sleep. The following night, the man returned. This time he stayed longer. He sat on the central beam and opened a notebook filled with drawings and notes. Floor plans of the house, timetables, names. Ethan's name was circled. Suddenly the man froze. Headlights flashed through the attic vents. A car had pulled into the driveway. The man pressed himself flat against the roof and went completely still. He was hiding from whoever had arrived. An hour later, the camera recorded again. The attic was empty, but the audio captured a whisper, close and urgent. "They are almost ready." The next night, Ethan confronted him. He climbed the attic ladder holding a flashlight and stood shaking at the entrance. "I know you are here," Ethan said. Silence. Then a voice answered calmly from the dark. "I hoped you would come." The man stepped forward, hands raised. "I am not your enemy," he said. "I am the reason your family is still alive." Ethan swallowed hard. "From what?" The man's eyes shifted toward the floor below. "From the people who believe your father stole something that does not belong to him." A floorboard creaked downstairs. The man stiffened. "They are early," he whispered. "You need to listen to me now." That was when the front door opened. The front door opened slowly. The sound echoed through the house, soft but unmistakable. Someone had entered, not with force, not with panic, with confidence. The man in the attic moved instantly. He grabbed Ethan by the sleeve and pulled him back into the shadows, pressing a finger to his lips. His eyes were sharp now, alert in a way that made it clear this was not the first time he had done this. "Do not make a sound," he whispered. "Not now." Footsteps moved across the living room floor below. Heavy, measured, a man's walk. Then another set followed. Ethan's heart hammered in his chest. His parents were supposed to be asleep upstairs. His younger sister was in her room down the hall. None of them knew someone was in the house. The stranger eased himself closer to the attic vent and listened. "They are not here for me," he murmured. "They are here to see if the house is still unguarded." Ethan barely managed to whisper back, "Who are they?" The man hesitated, then spoke quietly. "People your father crossed years ago. People who never forget debts." Downstairs a drawer opened, then another. The stranger clenched his jaw. "They are testing," he said. "If they find nothing tonight, they will come back later. Not to search, to take." Ethan's hands shook. "Why not call the police?" The man looked at him. "Because your father already did, and they warned him not to do it again." A door creaked downstairs. Ethan's bedroom door. The stranger moved fast. He crawled across the attic, reached into a small bag, and pulled out a phone with a cracked screen. He typed something quickly and slipped it back. "They are leaving," he said softly. As if on cue, footsteps moved back toward the front door. The lock clicked. The door closed. Silence returned. Ethan sagged against the attic beam, his legs weak. The stranger finally turned to face him fully. "My name is Aaron Cole," he said, "and your father saved my life once. This is me repaying the debt." Ethan stared at him. "How?" Aaron took a breath. "Your father used to work in financial compliance, not the boring kind, the kind that uncovers fraud. 10 years ago, he exposed a laundering operation tied to a private contractor. The case was buried. The men behind it were not arrested. They lost millions. And they think my dad has something," Ethan said. Aaron nodded. "Evidence, account records, names. They believe he hid it instead of turning it over." "But he doesn't," Ethan said. "He might not know he does," Aaron replied. "Data can be hidden in ways people forget." Ethan's stomach dropped. Aaron continued. "When I learned they were watching this house again, I moved in. Quietly. I needed time to see their patterns and make sure they did not come when your family was vulnerable." "You lived up here?" Ethan said, his voice cracking. "Yes." "For months?" "Yes." Ethan swallowed. "You could have scared us to death." Aaron's expression softened. "Fear keeps people alert. Silence gets them killed." The next morning, Ethan watched his family eat breakfast like nothing had happened. His parents laughed. His sister complained about school. None of them knew how close danger had come to their bedroom doors. Ethan pulled his father aside. "Did you ever hide something?" he asked. "From your old job." His father froze. That was all the answer Ethan needed. That night the strangers returned, but this time they did not try to be quiet. A knock echoed through the house at 1:43 a.m. Hard, deliberate. Aaron was already moving. "Stay in the attic," he told Ethan. "No matter what you hear." The knock came again, louder. Ethan watched through the attic vent as his father opened the door. 3 men stood outside. They were calm, smiling. "We just want to talk," one of them said. Aaron whispered into his phone. Minutes passed. Then one of the men stepped forward. "You have something that belongs to us," he said. "We are tired of waiting." That was when sirens filled the street. Red and blue lights flooded the windows. The men bolted, but it was too late. Police cars surrounded the house. Officers poured out. The men were arrested in the driveway. Ethan's mother screamed. His sister cried. Aaron stayed hidden. By morning, the truth came out. The evidence was hidden inside an old hard drive, sealed inside a box of tax records in the attic. Forgotten, misplaced, dangerous. The police took it away. The threat ended. Aaron left before dawn. No goodbyes. No explanations to the family. Only a note left on the attic beam. Some strangers are monsters. Some are guardians. Do not assume you know which is which. Ethan never heard footsteps again. But sometimes at 2:17 a.m., he still woke up and listened.